Did you know that 2020 was tied with 2016 as the hottest year ever recorded globally? It's a startling fact that underscores the rapid changes our planet is experiencing. We are living in an era where our actions are reshaping the world around us, and nowhere is this more apparent than in the rising global temperatures. This brings us to the topic at hand, global warming and climate change. These are terms that we hear often, thrown around in news headlines, scientific discussions, and political debates. They've become buzzwords that symbolize the environmental crisis we're facing. And yet, despite their common usage, there's a lot of confusion about what each term really means. Global warming and climate change are not just scientific terms, they're realities that are having profound impacts on our planet and our lives. While these terms are often used interchangeably, they refer to different but interconnected phenomena. Global warming is a term you've probably heard a lot, but do you really understand what it means? Let's take a moment to delve into the concept and shed some light on its implications. Global warming, in simplest terms, refers to the long-term increase in Earth's average temperature. Now you might be wondering, why is this happening? The answer lies in the concept of the greenhouse effect. Imagine our Earth as a greenhouse. The sun's rays penetrate the glass, warming the interior. Similarly, the sun's heat reaches Earth, warming its surface. However, not all of this heat escapes back into space. Some of it is trapped by gases in our atmosphere, creating a sort of thermal blanket around the planet. This is a natural and necessary phenomenon, as it keeps our planet hospitably warm. But here's where things start to get a bit tricky. The composition of this thermal blanket, or our atmosphere, has been changing due to human activities. The burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas, as well as deforestation, has led to an increase in greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane. These gases are particularly good at trapping heat, thereby thickening our thermal blanket and causing Earth to warm up. This warming isn't uniform across the globe, and it doesn't mean every place will be hotter all the time. Instead, it impacts overall weather patterns, leading to more intense heat waves, melting ice caps, rising sea levels, and more extreme weather events. Remember though that this is a slow process. We're talking about changes that occur over decades or even centuries, but the pace has been accelerating and the consequences are becoming increasingly apparent. So to sum it all up, to put it simply, global warming is the increase in Earth's average temperature due to human activities, primarily the burning of fossil fuels. The effects of this warming are far-reaching and complex, and it's a key factor in the broader issue of climate change, which we'll explore in the next scene. On the other hand, climate change encompasses more than just temperature increases. So, what is climate change? It refers to long-term changes in temperature, precipitation, wind patterns, and other aspects of the Earth's climate system. These changes are not confined to a rise in global temperatures, but are far-reaching, impacting the planet in a variety of ways. Consider this, our weather patterns are shifting. You might be noticing winters becoming milder, or summers turning scorching hot. Some places are getting wetter, with intense rains causing floods, while others are getting drier, suffering from prolonged droughts. These are all signs of climate change. Moreover, our planet's sea levels are rising. This is due to two factors. Firstly, as global temperatures increase, the polar ice caps are melting, adding more water to our oceans. Secondly, warmer temperatures cause seawater to expand. These factors combined are leading to an alarming rise in sea levels. Low-lying coastal cities and islands are at risk of being swallowed by the sea, displacing millions of people. Another aspect of climate change is the increasing frequency of extreme weather events. We're talking about hurricanes, heat waves, wildfires, and heavy snowfalls. These events are becoming more frequent and more intense. Scientists attribute this to the increase in global temperatures, which is causing more energy to be stored in our climate system. Climate change is not a distant threat. It's happening right now, and its impacts are being felt all over the world. From the wildfires in Australia to the floods in Europe, from the melting ice caps in the Arctic to the heat waves in North America. These are not isolated incidents, but interconnected events that are part of a larger pattern. Climate change, then, is a broader term that includes global warming, but also covers changes to things like rainfall patterns, sea level rise, and the frequency of extreme weather events. It's a complex issue with far-reaching implications for our planet and all life on it. Now that we understand these terms, let's explore why this distinction matters. Global warming and climate change, although different, are intimately interconnected, much like two sides of the same coin. Global warming refers to the rise in Earth's average temperature, primarily caused by the increase in greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. This warming then leads to a myriad of changes in our climate system, hence the term climate change. Imagine this. When we heat a pot of water, the water doesn't just get hotter, it starts to boil, steam rises, and if left on the heat, the water eventually evaporates completely. This is a simple way to understand the relationship between global warming and climate change. The warming is the cause, and the changes in the state of the water are the effects. Now, why does it matter? It matters because these changes have profound impacts on our planet. From more intense heat waves and droughts to stronger hurricanes, and from rising sea levels to shifts in plant and animal ranges, climate change touches every corner of our world. Each of these impacts then feeds back into the global warming process, creating a self-reinforcing cycle that accelerates the changes we're seeing. Furthermore, it's important to understand this interconnection to effectively address these issues. By focusing on reducing greenhouse gas emissions, we can tackle the root cause of global warming and, by extension, climate change. It's like treating a disease. Rather than just addressing the symptoms, we need to cure the underlying condition. And it's not just about preserving the planet for its own sake. These changes affect us, the food we eat, the water we drink, and the air we breathe. They influence our health, our economy, and our security. They shape our present and will define our future. As we experience more extreme weather and rising sea levels, understanding the difference between global warming and climate change is essential to addressing the challenges of our changing planet.